The danger of perfection and voiceover. That's the topic for this morning. Hello, how are you doing? Welcome to the Daily Voiceover Huddle. My name is Bill DeWeese, professional voiceover talent and demo producer, coach, and all that kind of fun stuff. Glad you're here. Thanks for coming to the channel. And by the way, if you're new, really glad you're here. Make sure you spend some time on the channel. It's has over 1,400 videos that I've created over the years. Really, it's a brain dump of all of my thoughts regarding voiceover. Pretty much everything I know is contained within this voiceover channel. So take some time and go through it. You'll find I think you'll find some gold nuggets that you'll find to be very helpful to you. If you haven't yet, check in on the live chat too. Let me know who you are, where you're watching and listening from this morning. I'll do some shout outs here in just a minute. But let's talk about our topic today, the dangers of perfection. Where did I come up with that? Well, recently somebody commented on one of the videos, my YouTube videos, talking about their struggle was that they kept waiting to become better at what they do. They felt they needed to be perfect before they put themselves out there. On the surface, that might sound like a reasonable strategy, but when you think about it, and when you investigate a little bit further, what you find out that is probably the biggest excuse people use to fail in just about about any endeavor. The human condition is not perfect, never has been, never will be. All we can do is kind of hop on whatever train we're going to get on and begin the evolution process of becoming better at what we do. And I think what we have to recognize that perfectionism, perhaps more than anything else, is just fear. You're afraid to be found out. You're afraid to be exposed for what you really are. Not perfect in voiceover. Well, again, join the club. You're afraid that you'll be embarrassed. You'll embarrass yourself. You're afraid. Hey, being self-employed in any area of work, I don't care if it's voiceovers or plumbing or whatever it is, being self-employed means putting yourself out there. It means exposing yourself to potential failure. And chances are there will be failures along the way. And that's where you learn and grow. You don't grow from the things you're already good at. You grow from the things you aren't good at. And to accomplish anything requires you to put it out there. I know I've said this like 1,000 different times in 1,000 different ways. So I'm going to say it one more time because there's some of you guys who are still hung up. You just won't get started. You're getting ready to get started. You're waiting for things to be perfect. You're waiting to have the mic, the right microphone. You're waiting to have the right recording space. You're waiting to take this voiceover training course or that voiceover training course. You're waiting to have the perfect demo. You're waiting. You're afraid. That's what it is. You're afraid. So what I want to encourage you to do today is to step out there and just start. Expose yourself as being not perfect. Now, with time, you'll be better. You'll never be perfect at this. You'll get better, increasingly better as you go, but you will never reach perfection. And if you wait until you do, you will be like the masses, perhaps the majority of the human population, which uses that as an excuse to justify their fear of doing anything, of accomplishing anything, of doing the things that they want to do. Do it. Just do it. I don't know how many more ways I can say it, but in these final days of my daily videos here, I just want to make sure that to the best of my ability, I encourage you to move forward. Whatever's holding you back. And by the way, a great way to begin the journey past your fear would be to join us tonight for our live training event called Mastering Mindset and Resilience for Voiceover Success. If you struggle with perfectionism, this is a class you need to be in tonight with Dr. Bana Parker. She's a social psychologist. She's a corporate executive or performance coach. And this is going to be a chance to really get a better understanding of what you're dealing with, because you need to understand what's going on up here so that you can deal with it, because we all have to. This is the battle. This is where you win or lose the game. It's right here. And we all need to be on our game. And it starts with a roadmap and understanding what's going on, and then having the right strategies to implement so that you can move forward. And to be successful in voiceover will require that. To reach a higher level of voiceover will require that. So the good news is there are still some seats available for tonight. It is limited to 100 people for the live event. That way we can make sure we have plenty of time for interaction with our with our instructor asking questions. So if you're not registered, get registered. Again, link below in the description. Hope to see you there tonight. By the way, how about those Buckeyes? There you go. There's my big OHIO. I haven't been this happy since 2014. That was the last time we won the national championship, which actually was the first year of the playoffs, NCAA football playoffs. And this was the first year of the expanded playoffs. And again, we won the national championship. So hard fought game. Notre Dame really started to make some things happen there toward the end of the game. But Buckeyes reigned victorious. And so for those of us who were born and raised in Ohio, especially around Columbus, it's hard to explain. Ohio State football is a religion. If you're from Central Ohio, especially, it's a religion, and you bleed scarlet and gray, and it's a beautiful thing. Buckeye Nation is a thing. It is a big thing. It's a powerful thing, and it's an exciting day for us today. Hey, thanks for being on the live chat. Let's see who we've got. John, good morning to you in Denver. Phil in Tokyo with his OHIO national champs. Congrats. Thank you, Phil. Hey, Bob, what's going on in Wadsworth? OH. Slett in Newark, Delaware. Hope you're feeling well. Hey, Ariel, glad to have you here from Northern Cal, Sebastopol. Jim in Anderson, South Carolina. It's funny, I just received an email this morning from Hilton Head, South Carolina. I'm still on the email list for the condo association that we used to be a part of down there. And just, like to see what's going on. And this morning received a notice. It was a warning for freezing rain and snow is on the way. So, and it's like -8 degrees here where I live. It's cold. It's cold everywhere. I don't know that there's a warm spot in the U.S. right now. Jim, good to see you. Nephi in Knoxville, good to see you this morning. Joe, what's going on? Happy Tuesday to you and yours. That's Joe in the UK checking in. Hey, Joe. Zach in Fargo. Ron, good morning from Grand Haven, Michigan. Ethan in freezing cold Toronto. Tim in Centerville, Virginia. Jim in frigid Memphis. Hey, Becky, how are you doing in the sunny mitten of Michigan? Sarah, sunny and 16 degrees at Kentucky Lake this morning. Let's see here. We've got Wayne in Port Orchard, Washington. Vince, it's 53 in Palm Bay, Florida. I stand corrected. It's not cold everywhere. It's balmy in Palm Bay. Nice. Kirk, what's going on in Greenville, South Carolina? Wally, congrats on the Ohio State win. Thank you. Wally checking in from Annapolis, Maryland. Rick in Minneapolis. Denise, hello there. Alex. Feliz Martes de Tacos, and good morning from Utah. How did you know where I went to eat lunch yesterday? Doug, what's going on in Greensboro, North Carolina? Sandra, Worthington, Ohio, checking in. Happy place today. Yes, indeed. I was thinking about downtown Columbus must just have been a riot last night. I mean, people on the streets dancing and partying. I bet it was absolutely nuts last night. John in Rhinebeck, New York. Sandra, Dallas, Fort Worth. We've got Nancy in Yankton, South Dakota. Aaron in Columbia, Missouri. Tracy in Rochester, Minnesota. GS in Longview, Washington. Kathy, North Carolina. Ralph in Fresno, California. Chris in Maryville, Tennessee. Thank you for the kind words, Chris. He's congratulating Ohio and the Ohio State for the championship win. Yes. Chris in Chile, Battleground, Wisconsin. Corey in Whitehall, Wisconsin. Hey, John. Rob, what's going on? Hello from Blue Angels Winter Training in El Centro, California. Hey, Rob, good to have you checking in today. Hey, Mandy, good morning from frigid Chester Springs, Pennsylvania. 2 degrees here this morning. Apparently it feels like -5. Time to do some auditions. Woo, woo. Yeah, there you go. Wesley, good morning to you. It's Wes and Jen in Ash Flat, Arkansas. Mike, looking forward to the webinar tonight. Mike, looking forward to seeing you there. Jolie, -16 in Minneapolis. Front door frozen shut. Fun times in Minnesota. Ooh, my goodness. Jolie, have you considered a move south? I don't know. I'm just saying it might be worth considering. Jason, good morning to you in Kearney, Nebraska. The perfect place to listen to this message. Mike in Calgary. Dory says, you are so right. Thank you, Dory. Hey, Joy, good morning from a partly sunny but frigid Southfield, Michigan, where the temperature is 6 degrees with a wind chill of 9 below zero. Mandy says, what's interesting about voiceover is that we never know when anybody's looking for what anybody's looking for anyway. So our perfect might be somebody else's disappointment. You got You got to be you. Somebody else is already taken. And that is exactly true. Keith in Renton, Washington. Beth in cold and sunny California. Looking forward to the training tonight. Scotty from Brookings, South Dakota. Big Burr there. Appreciate a small enclosed warm booth on days like today. Yes. Hey, Chris, just finished a second audiobook. Mouth noise was my biggest battle, but decided to push through and just do it. Way to go, Chris. Dacia says, "Oh no, what did I miss? Are you discontinuing the morning huddle?" Yeah, I'll be. I'm retiring from voiceover training, not from voiceover, but from voiceover training at the end of this month. And Mike Cathcote will be the guy that you'll be seeing beginning on February 1st. So be prepared for that. Good stuff coming your way. Jim, Grable, Indiana. I've made a living from getting comfortable with being uncomfortable. There you go. That's what it's all about. Ariel, no, it's not the end of the YouTube videos. It's the end of me on the YouTube videos, but Mike Cathcote will be taking over beginning in February. Hey, Johnny, how are you doing in rainy Florida? Ralph says, thanks, half my life flying airplanes, so my mindset is getting perfect or near perfect before moving on. Yeah, I get that. But here's the thing. The voiceover is not flying an airplane. So yeah, there's the degrees of danger vary depending on what you're doing. There's no physical danger in voiceover. That's the beautiful thing. So if you crash and burn, you're not physically crashing and burning. You can always get up and start over again. That's the beautiful thing. Mary Winkle, how are you doing in New Jersey? Rusty in the UP of Michigan. Oh, let's see here. Who have I missed? David in Colfax, California. Bob says, I enjoy hearing about your mistakes. Makes me realize no matter how professional you are, mistakes can still be made. Oh my goodness, yes. Absolutely. You've heard me say numerous times, I've embarrassed myself more times than I could possibly count and still do it sometimes. Just when I think I'm not going to make the big mistake again, it happens. JR, what's happening in snowy Austin, Texas? Joy, congrats, Ohio State. Terry, Falston, Maryland. Um, apparently it's a little overcast and gray in South UK. Tim says just a bit chilly outside of Altoona, an homage to Bob Uecker. We've got, let's see here. Good morning from the chilly Northeast at 12 degrees Fahrenheit. Guys, thanks for being here. I appreciate it. Remember, your search after perfection or your hesitation to get started because your search of perfection is most likely it's just fear, you know. Join us tonight for the training and get the mindset, get a lay of the land, get the strategies that you need to succeed. It's that simple. Link below in the description. I will see you guys tonight.